Hey guys, what's going on? Here are 5 mid-game weapons that still absolutely slap. Let me know if you think of any other weapons like this that hold their own in the comments, and let's get to it. Up first is the Void Knight Mace when casting the Claws of Guthix. So costing only 250 points from Pest control, this bad boy can hit up to 36s in my setup using the Charge spell. And the mace also comes with a whopping +6 prayer bonus. You just need 80 mage to start using this setup, and this weapon can be achieved early on an Iron Man account, so keep that in mind. Some facts about this setup is that Claws of Guthix will lower your opponent's defense level when casting, and that the mace only weighs 1.8 kg, meaning it's a viable item to wear for a prayer bonus when doing activities like Pyramid Plunder and other places where you keep your prayer up for long periods of time, like during Morning's End Part 2, and especially at Volcanic Mine. I use this mace at Zulrah, Barrows, and mid-game quest fights, in which this weapon was my strongest setup at the time on my Iron Man. The setup opens up the door for hitting 30s before the rest of your combat stats are ready. And I'm sure there are other interesting use cases out there that you guys can discover. Let us know if you can think of any. Up next we have the Karils Crossbow. So this OG weapon requires 70 range to equip, and when paired with full Karils and Amulet of the Damned, it has a 25% chance of doing a double hit. And the second hit will deal half the damage of what the first hit did. So with this combination, it's pretty unique, and you can get some crazy hits if you get lucky with the proc and the effect from the amulet. I've also always loved this weapon because it's been used historically for fight caves, and it just looks so good as well. Note that you can use this weapon without armor and the amulet, and it's still really powerful. And it's definitely one of my favorite pieces from the Barrows Brother collection, just overall. Places that come to mind where you can use this crossbow are at the fight caves, PvP, Zulrah, demonic gorillas, perhaps even Lizardman Shaman, because you can then camp a prayer cape like Artie Cloak, as the accumulator has no effect on the ammunition of bolt racks, which this crossbow uses. Going out to the next one, it's the Obsidian Sword. So this one requires 60 attack to wield when combined with the full armor set of Obsidian and the Berserker Necklace. This weapon rivals other top tier weapons with DPS on low defense enemies. So to wear this armor you need 60 defense, however you can literally wear the Berserker Necklace at level 3. This gear also is really easy to attain, only costing a couple mil for the entire setup. Also, this is an interesting fact, but Obsidian has 0 negative bonuses, which is kind of wild, and it makes me wonder if this armor has any potential hybriding use cases. Probably not. Anyways, I even see Chambers bots rocking this gear because it actually works. You will look like an absolute unit when wearing this, so keep that in mind. This weapon's use cases are at NMZ, Sand Crabs, and really any other place that you're training on low defense mobs. You can even get away with this setup at low level TOA, since this weapon specializes in stabbing for an attack style. You can get this item set on an Iron Man by trading in your Chaos Runes from Barrows as well, which is how I got my set. I then used an Onyx I got from Tecton to make my Berserker Necklace, and I always like remembering the places that I get my items from. It makes them that much more special. Alright, so up next is the Dragon Mace, requiring 60 attack and the completion of Hero's Quest. This weapon has a special attack that has always been so infamous, just for its devastating nature, and that increases the player's accuracy by 25%, and then the damage is increased by a whopping 50%. So the special attack only takes up 25% of the spec bar as well, so using this special attack in quick succession can get you some major damage dealt. Also, since this weapon only requires 60 attack, you can get it pretty early on your account. Similar to the Void Knight Mace, this Dragon Mace also has an insane prayer bonus, that being just 1 less from the Void Knight Mace, coming in at +5. I think that this prayer bonus on maces is linked to real life and how monks back in the ancient times couldn't spill blood, but they could bruise the shit out of their enemies with a mace, which is actually crazy and really funny. So this results in monks using maces opposed to weapons that could easily cut their enemy, which is why we see prayer bonuses on maces in this game. At least that's what I'm thinking. So the cherry on top for this weapon is that Jagex even updated it to have a faster attack speed, just only a few years ago. So it's in a better form now than it was when we were bonking with it as kids. So while the Dragon Mace has a great special attack, it can also just be a good weapon for all-around uses at places like Vedion, Moons of Peril, Seracnus, Cerberus, Venenatus, in PvP, and even in the Volcanic Mine. I think this one's pretty versatile. Alright, now on for the last but not the least, we have the mighty Crystal Halberd. So this item can be purchased after the completion of the Western Province's Diary, and requires 50 agility, 35 strength, and 70 attack to wield. I bring this weapon so many places, and I used it as my primary spec weapon at Vardorvis to get my Altor ring. What makes this weapon so special is that the special attack takes up only 30% of the spec bar, and the special attack itself can hit over 100 with one swing. I think that this weapon is also just a ton of fun to use, which is why I wanted to include it on this list as well. But it does have its place in the meta, being a BIS at Moons of Peril, and very competitive with other spec weapons at Duke, at Sire, and of course the good old Theater of Blood. I couldn't make this video without shouting out my boy, the Crystal Halberd. So anyways, thanks guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Peace!